Hello guys, how are you? Vlogmas day 2, and today is going to be a nice short one, you'll be pleased to know. Yesterday was ridiculously long. Hello Ina. Because I had to do a lot of intros for the class stuff. Hello Mika. We did a lot of intros for the class, the new website. I caught you up with what I've been doing for the last 3 months. It was ridiculously long. Don't worry, Vlogmas is not going to be that long, especially today, because today is Sunday and I don't work on Sundays. Vlogmas day 2. I'm going to show you a quick, sorry about the reflection in my glasses. I don't seem to be able to get rid of it, but I need them to see. I'm going to show you today a little something we worked on in class actually, but I've just finished off because I finally found the last piece of the puzzle. So I'm ready to set up for the next thing. You'll see in a moment. Let's switch you around so you can have a look. Okay, so if you're from my class you'll be familiar with this. This is the Moon Phases shadow box we made. Again, apologies, this is acetate, so you're going to get some reflections of cameras and things. I'll try to avoid blinding you at any point. So this is a shadow box. It originally comes in 2 pieces, so the back is loose and the rest of it is just, it's like a shoebox with a hole cut out of the top, and then the bottom is acetate. So you have to stick this piece on afterwards. But the way it's made like a photo frame. So there's a gap here that you pop things into. Hi Rach, Luna, Jane. Okay, so what I did, this is from Deco Art, by the way, American Crafts. Oh, is American Crafts and Deco Art the same thing? Yes, it is. Of course it is. This is the inside of the box here is just painted with black paint. The front of it is painted with this beautiful stuff. Let me get my bottle, which is Winsor & Newton silver ink. This is the silver version of the gold that all the bullet journalers love for their copperplate writing. So you can see it's super shiny. It's beautiful, lovely finish. And quite simply what I did to get this embossing on the front, this is clear embossing powder done with a stamp, a swirl stamp and a star. Put that on, embossed it with a heat gun, and then when it was completely cool I painted it with the silver ink. Now the silver ink is not waterproof, so what I'm finding is that it is rubbing off in a few places. I kind of like the effect, it's making it look a bit grungy, but I think fairly quickly it'll start to look tatty. So what I might do is mix some of this with some gel medium and just pop that on so that I get the colour, but it's also water resistant. So once that was done, I made some moons. This is what I was showing you yesterday, my full moon. So these are basically the photos that fit in the photo piece at the back, and you'll see how it works in a second. So I've got a full moon, an empty sky for the dark moon. I've got this one which is a cutout, and that is for the 2 quarter moons, so the 3rd and the 1st quarter. Simply just turn it over to get which one you want. And then I've actually got a crescent moon as well, which is on acetate. I just chopped off another little bit of a circle and turned that into a crescent moon for the new crescent. So the next phase is actually a new moon. So we've got the dark moon on December the 7th. So here's the magic. You take your bits and you pop them in the top here at the back. So this is going in between the backboard and the acetate. Now, for some reason mine will not stick on one side. It's been heat gun glued, but it will not stick. So hopefully it won't fall apart. Hopefully it'll stay together long enough for me to actually show you how it works. So you pop your... Let's lie it down so it's got less chance of falling apart. I need to get some better glue. I think I need some E6000. This craft stuff does not like ordinary glue, and it doesn't like heat glue either. So your sky goes in there. Obviously this is for the dark moon, but if we had a full moon coming up, then obviously we would just swap this around to have a full moon in there, or put one of these on to have one of the quarters. See, so it changes in there, but we've got it's a new moon, so I'm just going to swap that over. It's very simple to swap over once the back is actually stuck on properly, but like I say, I need to get some better glue. My glue sucks. What glues do you guys use for craft? Because I've tried heat gun glue, which is rubbish. I've tried PVA. I've used Mod Podge. Mod Podge dries out after a while. PVA is not good enough to stick heavy stuff. I've used double-sided tape. That won't stick craft stuff at all. It's like the fibres from the craft stuff comes off, and it just stops the tape being sticky, and the tape just peels away. So if you've got recommendations for some really good craft glue for this kind of stuff, where it's craft cardboard and you need to stick it together, please let me know in the comments down below. I would really appreciate it. Now I've messed that up because I tipped it up. Sorry. Ugh, ham-fisted today. Anyway, this is not stuck in place. I taped it in place just to make sure it was going to work the way I wanted it to. Again, this has got to be glued into place properly, but I didn't want to glue it into place and then have to wait for it to dry. So what I've done is around the inside here, which you can't actually see when it's hung up properly. This is some LED lights, and what happens with those is that, so it looks really pretty. I'm going to swap it because, yeah, it's a new moon, but I'm going to swap it for the full moon because the full moon looks awesome. So if it was a full moon coming up, that's what we would have. Isn't that pretty? I love it. It's so cool. And I'm going to put on here, this is just a little chalk slate thing that I put on. So the dark moon is in Sagittarius on December the 7th, so I just write on here December 7th, Sagittarius. So now I have a thing on my wall that is like a little quick little calendar, DIY. You could do it however you wanted. You could even change this, you know, if you don't follow moon phases or whatever, you could do it for birthdays or something. You could do a Christmas calendar countdown. You could do so many days to Christmas if you had little bits here, and you could even just use a post-it note to stick your date on. So you had one background and a post-it note with the date on. Maybe some red lights instead of some blue ones. And let the kids change it each day. Hey Foxy, long time no see. So yeah, that is my little lunar calendar. And when it is in the dark, let me show you. It's hard to show you when you can see lots of it, because normally it's up and there's no lights up here, so you can't see all this bit because you're looking up at it, not down at it. You'd be looking up that way. Let me see if I can. Whoops. There you go. It's a little bit of an idea of what it looks like. I've also got, and I think this is going to be rather cool, I've got some glow-in-the-dark paint, so I'm going to splatter that on the galaxy bits. So there's some glow-in-the-dark stars when the lights are not on. And also, I had an idea. I've got some black light you know the Moon Glow body face paint that kind of goes this colour? Well, it's supposed to show under black light, but under these blue LED lights it glows as well. So I thought I might splatter some of that across the background as well, and then that will show up in the LED lights. It'll look like there's little stars in the sky, because there's white stars, but they don't stand out. And it needs glitter, of course. I need to put some glitter on there. It's got to have some glitter. So there you go, a quick little calendar using one of the shadow boxes. I haven't finished mine around the edges or anything like that because I want to get this back stuck on. Gorilla Glue? What's Gorilla Glue? Oh, I need to look that up. Thank you, Emily. Lovebug, Thalia, hi. Foxy, I can't believe Foxy's here. Foxy, I miss you. Where are you? Are you coming out for Christmas? We need a craft day. It's been a while. Foxy comes to my place for craft days and we sit and drink coffee and make stuff. We need a day, girl. We need a day. It's a really strong liquid glue. Oh, cool. Thank you. I'll try that. I'll look for it. I've not heard of that before. I will look for some of that and see what see if it works. If it's strong, it should work, shouldn't it? Nothing I've got is strong enough. Or it doesn't like the craft paper. Most of it just doesn't like the craft paper. Everything comes off. But I suppose if all else fails, there's always duct tape, right? So I'll just get some wide duct tape. In fact, I saw some in the range today that was Galaxy. Ooh, that would be rather nice. I could put some of that around the outside and then tape it onto the back. Because I actually don't need to take the back off at all once it's on. These slide in and out, and obviously I'm going to tidy these up once I've got the backs back on properly and I know how much room I've got here. I'm going to tidy these up and turn them into little tabs. So I'll have a little tab there that says new moon, full moon, quarter moon, third quarter moon, crescent moon, and so on, and then it will just be a case of pulling the tab to pull out what I want and swap it over. So it's not quite finished, but I thought it would be a cool thing for like a Christmas countdown or something. It's a very, very quick and easy make. In fact, you don't even need one of these shadow boxes for it. You could just use a shoebox or a biscuit tin. A biscuit box would work for this. Cut out the front, cut out the back, stick a bit of acetate on. Bob's your uncle. In fact, you don't even need to do anything fancy for the back. You could just get some watercolour paper and do something pretty, or use a magazine cutout or something like that. Put something Christmassy on. Anything that'll make the kids happy. You could even put your elf on the shelf in there if you wanted to. So he could do your Christmas countdown if your kids are a little bit too old for elf on the shelf to be rampaging through the kitchen eating the Cheerios. Yeah, I know what you get up to, Elf. I'm watching you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that little show and tell. Like I say, I'm keeping it short and sweet today because yesterday's was a doozy. But if you are interested in the class where we learned how to do this and made it from scratch, including the painting of the moon, and any other journal classes, art classes, witchy classes, arts and crafts and witchcrafts and crafts and stuff, arts and crafts and craft I call it, do check out yesterday's video, which was massively long. Today's is not going to be. I'm going now. Thank you so much for joining me. Vlogmas Day 2. We will be back for Vlogmas Day 3 tomorrow. Bye.